All right, going to talk about LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier and preview the 2025 season, giving 3 reasons why he can break out even more than he did last year in 2024. We're going to look at a few clips of film as well that hopefully does a good enough job demonstrating the 3 reasons why he can break out more than 2024 and build on that season, find a bit more consistency now that he has a full year of experience as a starting quarterback at LSU. So let's talk about these 3 strengths, these 3 reasons why he can break out, if you want to call that even more. And anyone that's watched this channel before knows I'm huge on Nussmeier. He's got the potential to be the best quarterback in college football. I'm a little LSU biased, but I do think Nussmeier has that potential. So key number 1, and this is something that was talked about at times last year, his ability to move within the pocket. He's not a speed burner by any means. I don't even think he had over 100 yards on the ground last year, and that's not including sacks. But he's a good enough athlete to buy time in the pocket, to escape pressure, and to push the ball downfield. You really saw this ability against Ole Miss. Arkansas stands out. The first 7 games, I think he only got sacked twice last year in 2024. And that wasn't because the offensive line was doing this amazing job. They had good players, but there was still pressure coming in. I think it was largely because of Nuss's ability to keep his eyes downfield and maneuver within the pocket. We'll show a few clips of Nuss's ability to do that. Reason number 2 for the potential to break out and be the best quarterback in college football is his deep ball, not just ability, but his willingness to push the ball downfield. Only Jackson Dart had more completions and more attempts on balls thrown 20 yards or more downfield out of any SEC quarterback. He had 31 completions where the ball was thrown 20 yards or more downfield. A true gunslinger, pushing the ball downfield, even when those passes weren't completed. I do think you want to try to complete a little bit more than what he did, but even when they weren't completed, it still opened up the offense underneath. The defense still had to prepare because they knew Nuss was going to take 5, 6, 7 shots deep probably every game. I think he had 80-something attempts, 70-something attempts where the ball was thrown 20 yards or more downfield. So these are the type of throws that, threatens the defense, that can lead to more of this smaller stuff for LSU's offense. And then the last reason, this is not so much of a box score thing. It's just his clutch gene, his competitiveness, his toughness. They're never out of the game. I mean, you can look at the Ole Miss comeback last year. Look at South Carolina. They were down 17-0 last year. Even look at OU when he got banged up, was knocked out of the game, then came back in, had several deep touchdowns, which we're going to show one of those here in a second. So this is not necessarily a box score stat or reason. It's just his situational football. Now, with that said, if he can continue to develop in that area and kind of eliminate what's called the snowball effect, like you saw against A&M or Alabama, and be a bit more consistent, he already showed to be able to deliver in these huge situations. So if he can be a bit more consistent in some of those situations, I think he can really take the next step, right? And overall, I think you just saw the high ceiling that Nussmeier has, and these are 3 reasons why he can, I think, reach that ceiling, hopefully, if you're an LSU fan, in 2025. So we're going to go ahead and look at maybe 4 or 5 clips of film of Nuss demonstrating his ability to move in the pocket, his deep ball ability, and showing some of the clutch throws. We'll probably use a few Ole Miss clips on that last drive to tie the game, just showing the ability to make throw after throw in high pressure situation. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into the film, and then we'll wrap the video up. All right, LSU fans, if you watched the channel before, you know this is broadcast footage. I have to slow it down. I do apologize. YouTube gets mad at me, so I have to use this footage and really make it be slow motion. I think it does a good enough job getting the point across, but if the slow motion isn't up your alley, feel free to minimize it or just turn it off. So the first few clips is going to be some of Nussmeier's throws against Ole Miss the last drive, demonstrating his clutch ability. It's a 4th and 7 throw here. Without this, the game-tying touchdown doesn't happen. Without this, the touchdown in overtime doesn't happen here. It's a 4th and 7. You're going to see his ability to move in the pocket, something we talked about as one of his strengths. But this drive here does a good job demonstrating Nussmeier's situational ceiling. Right now, there are obviously times last year that against A&M, if you want to use that as an example of what you wanted to see this more. But this shows his ceiling. If he can play like this game after game, which maybe LSU will need him to do in order to get to where they want to go, then he can definitely be the best quarterback in college football. Here's another big-time throw. It's going to show his ability to move from the pocket as well, right? He's here. Is this a throw to – who's this throw to again? We'll have to see in 1 second. I think it's to the tight end. We'll double-check in a second. But again, it's a 3rd and 10. So we saw 4th and 7, the ability to convert on 4th down. We see him break a tackle here, showing enough athleticism, escapability, then throwing across his body here to convert on a 3rd and 10. Big time play here. Good throw from Nussmeier. And this next clip, right, his knee was down. I think they called, the next clip, this is the 4th and 5. So not only is it a hell of a throw from an accuracy standpoint, but the situational kind of component of the game is huge here. Being 4th and 5, you're down by a touchdown. You need a touchdown to score, and you're able to throw a touchdown here. Ole Miss dropped 7. If we had the footage from the behind the center clip, which we did last year, it shows that, I think this is to Anderson, it shows that he didn't even look like he was open. Nuss literally just threw him open, threw the ball to where the defender was not, and allowed the receiver to go get it here. So first point here, these first 3 clips demonstrating Nuss's situational ability, his clutch gene. Next point here, his deep ball ability. Now there are a bunch of throws that we could have chosen. I chose this touchdown against Oklahoma before the first half. Kind of demonstrates going along the lines of what we just talked about, kind of that toughness ability. He got knocked out of the game, came back in, and throws a touchdown here. Really excited to see how him and I think Chris Hilton, I believe, excited to see how they connect this season here with more opportunities and with him playing in more games here. But again, the deep ball ability, only Jackson Dart had more completions where the ball was thrown 20 yards or more downfield in the SEC. A big-time strength of Nuss. If he can improve on that accuracy and he can continue to take shots downfield, it can not only, 1, lead to more big plays like this and lead to more big plays consistently, but 2, lead to some of the underneath type throws and underneath routes that can help keep drives alive if you're LSU. All right, last clip we'll show, and this is just demonstrating Nuss's ability to move in the pocket. I know we looked at a few other clips from the Ole Miss game. This is a great job with eyes downfield, feeling the pocket, delivering a really nice ball for a first down. This was, second quarter last year against Ole Miss before they completed it and had their big comeback here. But we could have chosen several clips against Arkansas, Ole Miss, even South Carolina. There were a lot of clips of him maneuvering the pocket because he had to make these big throws and these big plays. Here's, I know it's broadcast footage. I know we had to slow it down, but I think this does a good enough job demonstrating what we think are his 3 main strengths of Garrett Nussmeier. It's number 1, his ability, and we'll go back and watch these clips, but it's number 1, his ability to play within the situation, right? We saw it against Ole Miss and lead the comeback. Number 2, which is deep ball ability. Now we want to see maybe a bit more consistency with that ability is there. Number 3, his ability to maneuver within the pocket, buy time, and escape when needed, like we're going to see right here. So LSU fans, if you have any thoughts, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about Garrett Nussmeier? What do you want to see next year from him? Again, he's one of the better quarterbacks in college football last year. There were still some inconsistencies to clean up, but these 3 attributes, these 3 traits, I think have and can lead to a pathway of Nuss being the best quarterback in the SEC, maybe even all of college football. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're an SEC fan or SEC quarterback fan, we put out a lot of SEC quarterback content throughout the season. So feel free to subscribe, like the video, all that stuff. It really does help us grow. We'll have preview videos, quarterback recaps throughout the season, and some other cool stuff. So like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Peace.